Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Roundup of Plants We Love But Don't Know Why for April of 2026. This month's theme is One Small Step for Plants, One Giant Leap for Plantkind. This is in honor of the Artemis 2 mission, which carried humans farther than ever before in history. Also, why I'm kind of wearing this space getup. We highlighted plants this month that have something to do with space, whether they've been off planet, grown in space, or just resemble something we see in the night sky. With all that said, let's do a quick recap of each plant and then total up the average rad rating for this month's theme. Common zinnia, personally my favorite flower. These are the first flowers grown in the International Space Station's veggie facility, making them the first flower grown off planet to completion. Back here on Earth, though, common zinnias come in many different colors and shape. I found it super interesting the differentiation between the single, semi-double, and double kind of flowers. I personally recommend planting common zinnias, especially now that spring has kind of sprung. And the best part is that they are easily reseeded, leaving you blooms for years to come. American sycamore, also known as the moon tree, thanks to the Apollo 14 space mission. I first stumbled across this super interesting moon tree fact while researching some things on tree identification and was just captivated by the thought of seeds going to space, being brought back, and then germinated. Personally, I have seen one of these American sycamore moon trees. It was donated to the University of Florida and is on their main campus in Gainesville, Florida. While there isn't a marker dedicated to it, which I feel there should be, there is a document floating out there on the web which talks about its exact location on campus. Overall, though, American sycamores are truly beautiful trees, especially when it comes to their bark. The tans, whites, and grays all play off each other, creating striking visuals and patterns, to say the least. Moonflower. This picture of a moonflower growing in its native habitat is one I was lucky enough to capture myself. It was still early enough in the morning that the flower was open and in all its glory. The plant was growing along the banks of Lake Hancock in central Florida, and the flower was absolutely massive. You just could not miss it. I think these are really neat flowers, not just because of that pure white, rounded shape resembling the moon, but also the green star-like structure in the middle where the petals fuse together. They're a great plant, but need space, no pun intended, and can get out of control if not given enough, especially in a manicured garden. Lastly, pentas. The star-shaped clusters make them a perfect fit for this month's theme. They come in a range of colors, from reds to pinks, this one landing somewhere between a hot pink and purple, but in white, the pentas feels like a constellation in blue. It's interesting that the genus name is more commonly used than, Egyptian starflower or those star cluster common names. However, that's what makes plants cool and highlights the importance of scientific names. Possibly the best fact about pentas is that they are super pollinator plants, always covered in bees and butterflies. Just outside my window here, I have one, and the bees are absolutely just buzzing all around it. What more could you ask for from these little guys? So here we are at the rad rating average. Some over the moon scores this month, with common zinnias at 8 out of 10, American sycamore at 7.9 out of 10, moonflowers at 7.7 out of 10, and pentas at 8.4 out of 10. That gives the theme of One Small Step for Plants, One Giant Leap for Plantkind an average rad rating of 8.0 out of 10. I thank you very much for joining us here at the Wonderful World of Plants Roundup for April of 2026. You can see the full write-ups for each of these plants, some out-of-this-world facts, and the breakdowns of the exact rad ratings on our Substack. The link will be in the description as well as in our bio. Each month has a theme. For the first 4 weeks of the month, we will cover a new plant for that theme. Then, on the final week, we will do a plant roundup, just like this one, where we reveal the theme, give a quick overview of the plants, and average out the rad rating. Follow us on Instagram at Wonderful World of Plants for updates. Check out our weekly writings on Substack, and look here on YouTube for our monthly deep dives. And remember, plants are way cooler than they let on.